أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما وبعد. My beloved ones, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. MashaAllah, it's nice to have you all here with me. Barakallahu fikum. May Allah bless you all. Ameen. Wa jazakumullahu khairan. My beloved ones, what I'm really going to talk about, you may have seen the unwan, the title. I will be within those frame line, bi'idhnillah, within that framework. Now, what I'm going to tell you about are those essentials which you need to understand in order to achieve and maximize your studies and how to do it and what to do it. Now, we had mentioned 7 points and I will try to stick to that and probably I will add more as bonus. First of all, you need to understand قُلْ هَلْ يَسْتَوِي الَّذِينَ يَعْلَمُونَ وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ لَهُ اللَّهُ. Those who know, are they like those who don't? Indeed not. No wonder قال الله تعالى فَعْلَمْ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ. You should know that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah. You know فَعْلَمْ, ilm, knowledge. Iqra, the first command, first verse of the Quran. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. So straightway it starts with knowledge. And faqidu shay la yu'ti. If you don't have something, you can't give it. You can't believe in anything which you don't have any idea about. And that's why Islam is not just something which you follow. Islam is something which you learn also, because only after learning and knowing you follow. So there are so many things which we need in our life. Is related to knowledge, and almost, not almost, I would say everything in our life. We need ikhlas in it, sincerity. What does it mean? What does it mean by being sincere? It means that whatever, where you are required to do something for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jalla, you only do it for Him. Like salawat, like az-zakah, as-siyam, as-sadaqat, any charitable thing or any acts of worship, you only do it for the sake of Allah. So where does this come in your knowledge, in your ilm? You are doing it for Allah, to please Allah. Not so that you can have a certificate, a doctor, al-professor, al-fulani. No. Or al-ustad al-fulan, fulan. Oh, you have a certificate, bro. MashaAllah, you are a alim, beh. You have a BA, you have a master's. No. You are not learning for that at all. If that is the case, you are better off not knowing it. You are learning ليس حتى يقال لك عالم فقد قيل, as in the hadith, among those who will end up in the hellfire. Alim, what did you do? I learned ya Allah and taught people. No, you learn so that people can tell and say that you are alim. فقد قيل. People have been telling al-Mawlana al-Fulani, al-Mufti al-Fulani, wal-Mulvi al-Fulani, wal-Sheikh al-Fulani. It has been said, khalas, done. You don't want to end up in the hellfire. So the first thing is the biggest battle, which starts before you start to learn and which finishes, and that is your studies if it finishes, which it is never going to be anyway. Continuous battle of ikhlas. Shaitan is not going to leave you alone. Never. When it comes to the issue of ikhlas, it's not only knowledge in everything, as you know, right? Then with that, another point I need you people to understand, and that is a dua. What is a dua? Of course, we raise our hands. That's the most typical one, standard. We say, Rabbana atina fid dunya, Rabbi ja'alni Allahumma inna zalamna anfusana, all of these things, yes. Of course, we need dua in all of our life, right? Yes. But here, it is even more important. You want tawfiq from Allah, success coming towards you from Allah. In order to receive that, you need to make dua. So it's not enough, oh, I'm going to work hard, bro, 24/7. I know I'm very smart, I can do it. What about if Allah decides not to? So you have to beg Allah and ask Allah, like Rabbi Zidni ilma, right? And Rabbi Shrah li sadri, and all of those things. You have to. Fadlul ilm. You need to understand the blessings, the significance of the knowledge itself. Fadlul ilmi. Al-ilmu natakallam anil kitabi was sunnah. When we talk about the ilm, the knowledge, here we are talking about what is al-Islam. Though the worldly knowledge, which is of benefit, is good, but it does not stand anywhere near to when it comes to al-ilmu shar'i. And this is the most important part for all of us, barakallahu fikum. So when it comes to fadlul ilm, right, you need to go and study those verses, ahadith, aqwal salaf, the sayings of the scholars, right? That will increase your motivation to learn. When you have a class you want to learn, you have been making dua so that Allah can open your heart to learn. Then you are the learning process which you want to go through. You have gone and studied the ayat in a hadith, in how the Salaf al-Salih, the scholars, al-ulama, al-a'imma, they used to sacrifice everything they had to learn. It will start to motivate you. You want to go at 200 kilometers an hour right now. That's the way you will start to feel. Though, when you want to travel that fast, it may not be very healthy, because then after an hour, or a day or two or few weeks, you just start to go the other way around. No, we don't want it that way. We want you to be steadfast, maintain your flow, continue as long as possible. So when you understand that what you are going to get as reward by learning this, it motivates you. قال صلى الله عليه وسلم خيركم من تعلم القرآن وعلمه. That amongst the best amongst you are those who learn and teach Al-Quran. Oh, I want to be among the best. Now you are getting motivated, right? That you want to be amongst the best. Yes. Oh, what is going to happen? What is another fadila? Or what is going to happen to me when I learn? من سلك طريقا يلتمس فيه علما سهل الله له به طريقا إلى الجنة. Those who seek knowledge for the sake of Allah, Allah makes it easy for him to go to Jannah. That's it. You know, فضل العالم على العابد كفضلي على أدناكم. Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam, when he was comparing a scholar to a non-scholar, a common person, he said the difference, the virtue of between the two is like between Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the least amongst the Sahabas. Massive difference. عالم واحد أشد على الشيطان من ألف عابد. One alim is more difficult on the shaitan than 1,000 ubad. You know, those who worship Allah, but they don't have knowledge. So you want to be that alim, that scholar, who is not deceived easily by the shaitan. When you commit sins, you know, it's not that you got deceived. It's you are just weak, that's all. You are weak, so you end up doing at times things which you were not supposed to do. Understandable. No. But you are not going to be deceived by the shaitan on doing something which you think is right, which you think is rewarded for. If you do it, you are going to be rewarded. Like al-bid'ah. Shaitan is not going to deceive you there because you already know what is sunnah and what is bid'ah. Alhamdulillah. Fadl al-ilmi, amazing it is. You know, when a person dies, one of those things which continues, علم ينتفع به. نعم. You leave behind a legacy of knowledge, people they benefit from, and you are rewarded continuously for that. MashaAllah. Imagine when you are a teacher, scholar who taught people. So these people, they are going to follow many sunan from you, one after the other, right? They are going to follow the sunan. They are going to do al-fara'id, right? And all those things. Because you taught them, because you brought them back to Islam, you are going to be rewarded for that. Man dalla ala khairin, you know, man dalla ala sunnah, man dalla ala al-fi'l al-khair, ala hasana. When you guide someone to something good, you get the rewards as those who do it without any decrease in the amount of rewards. And that's what you want. And knowledge is one of those great ways to achieve it. Now, after all this, you have to realize something very important. And that is, you cannot achieve these things without sabr, patience. Knowledge is not going to come to you fi ashiyatin wa duhaha, in a day and night. No. You are going to put effort, probably study for years and years, 10, 20, 30 years. The funny thing is, you know, قال صلى الله عليه وسلم, not funny thing, I mean amazing it is. اثنان لا يشبعان, طالب العلم وطالب المال. نعم. Two types of individuals, they are never satisfied, meaning they are never full. Their hunger does not die. They are always hungry. Who they are? Talibul mal, those who seek wealth, wa talibul ilm, those who seek knowledge. And that is what you are supposed to be. Seeking knowledge. Right? Na'am. So amazing it is, you never get tired. You will be tired, you need to have rest. Next day you wake up, again, boom, energy is there and you want to continue. This is very important. So sabr is needed. You have this long journey to go. There will be so many sacrifices you have to make to study. Sacrifices related to only yourself and those of others as rights at times. If you study what our predecessors were going through while studying, you would be shocked. If they had to go through so much, you will for sure have to endure a lot of those things to become someone could be considered as a alim or a student of knowledge, talib al-ilm. Azm, another thing, that once you focus on something, you need to do it, you have that with certainty and intensity that I'm going to do it. You are not just like, yeah, I will enroll, and if it works out, works out. If not, then, well, I can move to something else. It's not going to cost me much. No, you have to approach it as if your life depends on it. The fact is, in many ways, yes, it does, in fact. So, al-azm and yaqeen, of course. Now, all of these have, all these things which I have mentioned, ikhlas, dua, and so forth, has now already brought you to the door of knowledge. Now you have started to study. You are already registered and you are in a university or a school or online, right? You are studying. In the process of the study, you have to understand something. Islamic studies are not based on theories like in maths and many other things where if you memorize one formula, you apply it on the rest. Islamically, you are dealing with Quran and Sunnah. So you need to memorize Quran, you need to memorize the Hadith, you need to know so many things by heart. So it's not enough that you read notebooks or the textbooks or the books and then revise few things and you think that you may end up with few multiple choices and you are going to go ahead with it. No. You need to memorize. Islamic studies, one of those things about it is that you need to memorize. Na'am. You need to memorize as much as possible. Muraja'a. Once you memorize something, you need to revise. It's not only for Quran, it's also for Sunnah, fiqh, tafsir, hadith. It's not that you read once and that's going to work out for you. No. Chances are just about impossible. Extremely few who have been given this kind of intellect, but not us. So in this case, you have to go and revise what you have already learned. It's not enough that you only go through one time and that should be enough. No, it's never going to be that way. Naam. And then you need to take things step by step. Awwal fa awwal. It's not that just before the exam or when the exam comes, you start to focus and study. Before that, you never used to know. Right from the beginning of the semester, from the term, you try to study and give time to every subject according to their needs, to its needs. And then you have been preparing till the exam. First of all, the exam becomes easier. The chances of the information which you observed before exam to stay longer with you is higher because you have been reading it multiple times and for quite a bit of time. So you are better off than that person who only studied few days before exam. He may get results, but if you ask him after a day or two, he has forgotten everything. You don't want to be that. You are not studying for the sake of exam. No, you are not. However, it does not mean when the time for exam comes, you still study at the pace of being relaxed. No. In fact, when the exam starts to come nearer, increase your pace, increase your intensity, increase the amount of time being given so that your success is better. It's going to help, inshallah. لا تعجز. Don't give up. No, you don't. This is one of the weaknesses of our generation because you have got too many options, right? The unfortunate part is not always too many options is good for us. Like when our sisters, they go shopping and their husbands with them, they will start from one window, then another window, then another window, then another window. And by the time they decide on buying something, they are already too confused. They don't even know why they came to the market. Too many options. Yeah, you get confused. So for yourself, you should not do that. Barakallahu fikum. While studying, there is something also very important. Not only while studying, it's in general anyway. Your siha, your health, and your diet, because it is very closely related to your achievements. If you are healthier, your output is better. And having good diet, of course, helps in all of this, including in your studies. You have to choose suitable times for your studies. Say, for example, if you are at your best in Fajr, try to devote that time to studies. For some of us, it could be in the daytime, probably in the afternoon. And for some, late night even, amazing, when most of the people are sleeping, this person starts to get active. So you need to know which of these things suits you most so that you can utilize this time for studies. While studying, whether you are listening to a lecture or you are reading, you need to make notes. Don't say, oh, I will come back and make it again. You may never do that because you have totally forgotten about it. So you should have a notebook, whether it is, digital or hardcover. So you make notes of important points here, there, there, there. Always do that, always, while studying. Practical side of it, once you learn something which you are able to practically execute it, you should do that. If you learn about the salah, how to stand up, al-qiyam fi salah, ruku, coming back from the ruku and the sujud, and all the techniques in the hadith sahih, but you are not following it. You are still on your old way. That's wrong. Whatever you learn, you should put it practically in your life. And this sets you up as being an ideal model for the rest of the ummah, for the Muslims. So you want to become an ideal Muslim or Muslimah. This means that you are setting up a good example for others and motivating them. You go in the Quran, in the class and you say, La darara wa la dirar. You should not harm yourself or others. So ad-dukhan haram, smoking is haram. And then you take out your cigar and what is that? Astaghfirullah. That's absolutely wrong. You should set an example. You talk about beard. Keeping beard is sunnah, but the hukum itself is wajib. So shaving it is haram. And you are talking about that and you don't have any beard. Well, there may be some medical excuse, which is extremely less. Genuine people in that would be very few, right? So you have to practically set yourself up and show it to others from all the knowledge which you seek. And bi'idhnillah, your effort will be grateful. Now we know at IOU, International Open University, this is where we provide many things. But the most beautiful part of it is the Islamic studies. Because this is what is going to lead you in Akhirah bi'idhnillah ta'ala, Islamic studies. Subjects offered are many. Anything most likely you want to learn, you will find it. Of course, related to Quran, tafsir, hadith, right? Fiqh, history, most important, aqidah. All of these subjects are taught, mashallah. And there have been thousands of those who have graduated, alhamdulillah. Not everybody studied it so that they can have a better job, better pay. No. Chances are most of the brothers and sisters who graduated, who learned, they did it only to increase their knowledge. And that is what you should be doing also. So enroll today. What are you waiting for? You will be able to find out how to pray, how to do wudu, how to do ghusl, the law of inheritance, even how to get married, the rights of his spouses. Oh, too many things, man. Sorry. Yes, you can get it all at IOU. So I'm waiting for you there. Barakallahu fikum wa jazakumullah khairan. And now I open it for the session for questions and answers. Please go ahead if there are any questions so that I can answer it. Jazakumullah khairan wa barakallahu fikum. Yes, please. Any questions? Where is the question going to come? Nothing there. I think no questions. Hello. MashaAllah, Jazakumullah khairan. May Allah bless you all and give you all the best of this dunya and hereafter. I mean, remember, a lot of wisdom will come your way if you study. And that is a way basically through which you are going to please Allah more. إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاء. Those who fear Allah the most are the ones who are the scholars. To love al-ilm. And you want to fear Allah more than what you already are doing. So this knowledge is going to take you all the way you need. It's not going to take you a long way. It is going to take you all the way which you need to travel to get to Jannah. Insha'Allah. Barakallahu fikum. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.